Hey, hey guys, welcome to EsportsCenter. Once again, I'm Chris Okamura,
I'm James Luterio.
and we're here to bring you all the news updates, community news updates, tournament stuff, everything having to do with the StarCraft community and the League of Legends community. All right, so James, how have you been?
I've been pretty well. Just tired and hot over here. How about
Yeah,
you, Chris?
it's hot. Yeah, if you guys live in LA, you know it's hot. Like the last couple days. Um, I don't know how. I think like my friend was telling me it's cold down like like back east. I don't know, but you guys are on the East Coast, whatever. But yeah, that's basically what's going on with us. Last week we couldn't do the show due to we both had family obligations. Um, so sorry about that, guys. But we are planning on doing it every week. It's not It's not bi-weekly. It's just we had family obligations. Which hopefully we won't have any more family obligations. We'll just kill everyone. It's okay. But it's okay. So yeah. So we have a lot to go over today. So let's get started here. I guess I'll start it off. Oh, and you guys too as well. We are a brand new show. We are planning on doing a lot more, doing sort of highlight cuts for you guys to do while we're talking about the tournament itself. The only thing is that's actually really quite difficult. And we're still trying to figure out an effective way to do that. To cut out highlights and play them as we discuss. We're not ESPN, so we can't actually have the manpower to do that ourselves. So yeah, we're still trying to figure out a way to do that, but we are trying to make this show the best we can, and trying to improve it to the best of our abilities, I guess. Best way to put it. So yeah, so getting started, we had Home Story Cup 5. It was in Germany, $25,000 prize pool. It's always an amazing event. If you guys have heard of it at all, it's basically what it does is it's a LAN party slash tournament for players. Players only. There's no live audience. The it's a lot of players say it's their favorite event to go to. So we actually had a lot of great games coming out of there, and a lot of surprising games too. In fourth place we have Golden, and third place we have MC. MC won this last year, or I guess in the winter. Um, in second place we have Hyunghwa from Incredible Miracle. Um, the thing about Hyunghwa is a lot of people don't know who he is. He's not as popular as an ST or MVP, but he is a really solid player. A lot of his stardom or a lot of his moments have come during Team League. He's particularly used as like a sniper. Uh, so I mean he's played in a lot of tournaments. He just doesn't have the recognition. He's always like on the teetering edge of Code A. He just keeps losing in like the up downs or in qualifiers. But I mean he is right there. He's still a top player. And then Nurchiro, which he's a Polish player. He plays for Team Acer. He used to play for Empire, so he used to be a teammate at Empire Kaz. If you guys know Empire Kaz. Uh, so yeah, he used to be a Brood War player. A lot of people, actually more people don't know about him than they don't know about Hyunghwa. But the only he used to play Brood War. A lot of his tournaments were earlier on in the StarCraft or 2 scene. He played in IPL or IPL 2, I think. He played in WCG. He's played, I think, in a couple of open brackets for some other tournaments, but I mean nothing really major. Home Story Cup's probably the biggest thing he's won so far in StarCraft 2. So he ended up beating Hyunghwa 4-1 in the finals, and he 3-1 MC in the semis as well. So he's a top player, and both of them actually performed really really well. It's just Nitra was on fire and was actually playing the best I've ever seen him play. So really excited to see how he progresses forward, and yeah. James, you have anything else? What do you got for the
For
LoL? What do
for
you?
LOL,
Yeah, what do you got?
um, past 2 weeks there hasn't really been anything going on big. Just all these qualifiers going on, and just mainly most of the teams right now are focusing on the Korean scene right now, which is the Azubu Champions Championship, and the actually the season has been started over there. There's 4 groups. And then only the first group has been able to play games right now. But like everyone is just focusing all their attention towards the Korean scene right now because like CLG NA, CLG EU, Team Dignitas, I think Fnatic is over there too. Like all big name teams are over there right now. They're screaming against other Korean teams and everything. But there's a lot of weekly tourneys going on. I believe there's this new one called Leaguepedia. I think they
Not to
just
be
started the
confused with
first.
Liquipedia, by the way.
Yeah, Liquipedia. It's Leaguepedia, like League and then Epedia. But yeah, they just started it off this week or this past week, and I think they had a lot of success with it. So you put me seeing more of that. But other than that, there hasn't really been big tourneys going on. Just a lot of qualifiers in the
Alright.
process right now. But yeah.
Sounds good. For ongoing events, we have GSL and GSTL. The GSL Season 3 is going on still. We were in the round of 16. The last time we left you guys, we were waiting for the first groups to start playing. So, hold on while I adjust. The Group A was relatively surprising. It was Seed and Tasia coming out on top, going into the round of 8, beating out Violet, and surprisingly MVP. MVP had been playing probably back to where he'd won the three GSL championships, and then last season, of course, winning his fourth. But I mean, he was playing very very well. He seemed to be getting over his injury, but I mean, he just didn't look like himself in the matches against Tasia and Seed, and even some of the ones against Violet. So I mean, he didn't win a single match. He was 0-2 in Group A. So I mean, Tasia and Seed definitely coming through. Seed actually going 2-0 in the group as well. So both that's very very surprising. Tasia, of course, top player, made round of 8 last season as well. Group B, we have MC moving on along with Symbol. That was probably the biggest surprise because you do have Squirtle and Marine King in that group. So Squirtle, of course, the runner-up from last season, and Marine King. A lot of people think he's the best Terran in the world. I would beg to differ, but I mean it's a common fact that he's a top Terran. I think MC is sort of one of those people where he's sort of on the edge at times, where you can consider him a top Protoss player, and then there's times where he just looks really bad. I think that goes to his playstyle too, where his playstyle is basically he'll get 2 bases, he gets perfect scouts, perfect reads what you're doing, and then picks a 2-base all-in and just goes for it. And I mean that's a really risky style, and it's a style that he's sort of adapted and sort of just played with the entire time. So MC, I mean, it's not a huge surprise, but I mean for Symbol to come up on top of Squirtle and Marine King is a little surprising. In Group C, you have Byun and Naniwa. Naniwa coming and getting into the round of 8 for the second time in consecutive seasons, I must add too. So really pulling through for the foreigner community in GSL. I think he's the only one in Code S right now. Yeah, he is the only. No, him and Thorzane are the only 2 in Code S right now. So definitely coming through, beating out Genius and Keen. And Genius, I would say Genius. A lot of people would say Genius was supposed to come out of that group, but I mean it's again totally up in the air. That's probably a very open group. And Group D, of course, was the group of death: Dongrigu, Nesti, Supernova, and Ryung. So you had 2 of the top Zergs and 2 of the top Terrans in the world going up. And honestly, with the group being that stacked, they actually came out pretty even, or pretty much what you expect. It's Dongrigu and Nesti moving on. So DRG and Nesti both showing that why they're the top Zerg players in the world, and showing off their stuff. And those games, the Group D matches are actually very very interesting. If you want to go check out the VODs over there on gomtv.com or gom.tv. So yeah, and then in the round of 8 we have Seed and Symbol, Byung Nesti, MC Tasia, and DRG Naniwa. I would say to circle games on your calendar, or circle those games on your calendar. The ones I'm looking forward to the most are MC Tasia and Dongrigu Naniwa. So go ahead, check those out. And also with GSTL, right? With GSTL, last time we left it, we were midway through round 1. With with Fnatic taking out Prime 5-4, and with MVP taking out Slayer ZG 5-4. Right. So moving on, now we have Fnatic. Fnatic losing 5-2 to MVP. Finale did win his game over Oz for MVP, and then Alive sort of took the series back, taking out Finale and Monster, and then Sniper just going on a roll, taking out Alive, Moon, Rain, and Biol. So great showing from Sniper, actually being a team sniper. Look at that. Uh, so in Group B, we had, where was that? We had, sorry guys, my notes are all a little skewed. That week off really screwed us over.
I know.
We have Joxi over Shine. It was New Star Hoseo and Team SCV Life. So we had Joxi over Shine, and then we have Hyun actually taking out Joxi, Sage, and Tacitar in straight set. We have Sculpt taking out Hyun and Symbol, and then Revival taking out Sculpt and Sun. So that game was actually pretty balanced. Team SCV Life, of course, coming on top, but I mean the game overall, all the games were relatively close. Primes and Slayers EG was actually one of the most exciting things I watched. It was so Byun won the first game over Alicia, so it set the stage perfectly for Prime. It set the way Prime wanted it to, and Koka actually taking out Byun, Creator, Byung, Marine King, and Maru. So that's an unbelievable set. Super proud as a Zerg player for him to be doing that. So yeah, that game that actually turned out to be really, really one-sided, but all the games were actually really, really, really competitive. So heads up to Prime for that one. But Prime is knocked out of the tournament now after that loss. So good luck for next season. But I mean, they did have a good showing. The score was actually a lot worse than, or the games were a lot better than the score shows. After that, we have Startail and FXO. FXO taking it 5-3. The games were all pretty back and forth. We had Hack taking out ASD for Startail, and then Lucky coming back and taking out Hack. Bomber taking out Lucky, Leenock taking out Bomber. And I think that's a great choice for FXO to use Leenock in that situation, because Bomber is one of those players that can just go on a tear. Speaking, okay, well that's gonna come up later. But but Leenock actually taking out Bomber, and then Curious taking out Leenock. And then, of course, we have Tear. We have Tear going on a tear, taking out Curious, Squirtle, and Parting. Taking out two of the top Protoss players in the world and the top Zerg. So, that was a great show for Tear. Tear's a lot of people don't know about Tear, although he has been playing very, very well this season in Team League. So, coming up, we have... what was I saying? So Team SCV Life and MVP both claimed their spots in for the final bracket. And we have Fnatic and Slayers EG playing for the third spot, and we have New Star Hoseo and FXO playing for that fourth spot. So look forward to that coming up soon. And yeah, be sure to watch Team League, guys. The thing about Team League is, I know a lot of people don't like watching it. It helps a lot of players that don't get a lot of playing time or like qualification times in the bigger name tournaments. It helps them get their names out. It helps them. There's a lot of great players that a lot of people don't know about just because they don't watch Team League. And I felt the same way about Pro League and Brood War 2, but that's a discussion for a different day. And so, James, any ongoing stuff going on with?
For LoL, yeah. MLG just actually announced their summer qualifiers, which will start kicking off in July 10th. So that should be this Tuesday. They're going to pick 32 teams from the North American scene and the European scene, so there's going to be 64 teams in total. Both of these guys are going to have separate brackets because of the latency problems, because I think last year, like, they had only one scene and then the servers were based in New York, so the European teams had to play against the North American teams on a North American server. So like the EU people were like all freaking really mad about that. Like, oh, latency, blah, blah, that's how they won. Blah, blah. I mean, namely M5, yeah. M5 likes to do that all the time. But I guess they fixed that, so they're going to do separate qualifiers for European and North American. How do I say this? I just totally blanked out right now.
I told you
what I was gonna say.
That week off, I apologize, guys. That week off just completely screwed us all over.
Yeah, like there's a lot that went, but by this week. But I'm just gonna say that it's a